trick. So if we go in here, slow it down a little bit more, it's going to come, and because our tool path was defined as our drilling was starting at the material right here, it's showing that we're rapiding into the material, and it's showing all these tool flute for operation. This clashed with the stock for rapid movement to position. So just always be really careful with that. If it shows that error, if it shows it clashing, you are going to break a tool, please fix it. And just as with simulating, sometimes when you're simulating your code, it works out just fine. But when you go to run it, it doesn't. Same deal. And just because it runs on HSMWorks does not mean it will work on the machine. First time you run anything, just like all your codes, it's always 5% rapid, really slow. You can slow down the feeds and speeds on the machine itself until you feel comfortable with it. And once it's a proven code, just like before, you can run 100% and go for it. But for this drill wizard, we have a couple of different options. Something we could do is actually put this in beforehand, as in take away this material, or we could go ahead and just adjust the height up, or the top location of that hole. So we'll say the top is just from the model top, and the bottom is from, we'll just go ahead and say that stock bottom. And then that should have gotten rid of our errors. Yep. So now it's going just fine. So then if we want to add center drilling, same deal as before, I'm going to go in and add that drilling and do it up here on this one over here. I actually went and defined some other options previously, and I took out a bunch of material around the center and came down to this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. Let's suppress that one too. Okay. So I'll go back to our CAM manager, go to this job, just go ahead and generate that toolpath. Awesome. So now if we go do the stock simulation, I'm going to skip ahead to the end. Okay, so you can see that now that material is moved out, I was able to leave my drilling heights just down here on the actual surface. So then just like I showed you on the last one, all I did was I went in beforehand just with that drilling feature and selected all the holes. So now we're getting all of our holes center drilled before we go and try and drill. And if you do not center drill, especially with a small bit like 1/8 of an inch or smaller, your drill bit's going to walk around on the piece beforehand, and you will not get your holes will not be accurate at all. They'll be pretty messed up. So you should probably always go ahead and just center drill them. Awesome. So that worked out. So then we're going to go out, and I want to show you guys chamfering. So I'm just going to see if I can suppress these real quick. Okay, so now in this bucket, or in this job, you can see that I specified a chamfer on the inside right here. And if you go back into my piece, you can see this chamfer at the feature. And you can see these dimensions right here is I defined it as being an 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch in and having a 45-degree angle. So let's click OK, go back to our CAM manager. And then for chamfering, you can just come in and select this 2D chamfer. And then we do have to specify a tool. And what I prefer to do for these is I actually just like to make a new mill tool. So when you come in, see that I have a chamfer mill selected. It's going to give you the option to have this tip diameter. And over here on the right, it actually shows you what your piece or what your tool looks like. So I just want to actually not have anything on the bottom. I'm going to say that I have a 1/4 inch tool. I'm just going to select OK. And in there, you can also specify your feeds and speeds. So if you want to, just come back over here, feeds and speeds, and adjust all those, make sure they are correct. Mine are not. Do not trust my numbers. Always calculate and put in your own. So now that I have that, I can go in and select the chamfer that I want. And then if I come over here, this is where you specify how far in you want it, and then how far down or how far you want the tip out of the material. And then just some other stuff. So you can see I did make that a 1/16 of an inch. So we will do that. And then we can see if this works. So there it's showing toolpath. It actually ended up in the center, and that is not at all what I want. So I'm actually going to go back into my part, and I have that sketch. I'm going to add another one on top. I'm just going to come in here, convert that, and then leave and go back into our CAM manager. And that was in the wrong spot anyways. So let's head up here. Huh, I grabbed the wrong piece. So I'm going to delete that and actually want to grab this inside one right there. I'll convert that, and you can see that's going to put a line exactly where that material would be. So I can leave, go back to my CAM manager now. Now, when you have a bunch of different jobs pulled up, something this can do is, or when you want to make sure that your operation gets put in the job you want, you're just going to click that job before you select anything up here. I'll do this 2D engrave. We can grab this 1/4 inch chamfering end mill. Go in here, and I'm just going to select that. You can see that before we told it I want it to come in 1/16 of an inch, and we want the tip to actually be out away from that material. And it still stuck it down in that one. That's a freaking shame. Yes, I'm just going to go in here and do a new operation this way. There we go. So now it stuck it in there. I'll come grab that 1/4 inch 4-5 degree chamfer tool. Go ahead and select that line. And then when we come over here, like on my part, I have it as 1/16 of an inch. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. It's coming down a little bit more. Doing some other stuff. So now, if we come in here, I'm going to go ahead and suppress. They were suppressed. Okay. Source press, bring out my stock simulation. And so I just kind of have it roughing out real quick, this inside. So we're going to skip ahead through that and just come to the end here. So now if we click go, you can see our chamfering tool is coming in, started, and now because I defined it to come that 16th of an inch in, you can see it's actually coming right up to that face. And then it's going around and giving me the chamfer that I wanted. And then next time we will go over 3D contouring a little bit more and how to get nice finishes. But as you can see, because I defined the chamfering tool to do the exact same thing as I defined in my sketch, it's actually leaving that really nice finish on. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do a chamfer around the outside because I just want to show you something. Just kind of a little quirk of HSMWorks. So we'll come down to this tool, or this job, where I haven't taken any material off of that inside. There's this chamfering. So here's the same deal, doing along that inside, but I'm going to go ahead and add, or just change that real quick. So we right click, bring up edit. And then I'm going to come in here and select just this outer face. We can delete that one. So then we can just call it 16th of an inch again. Trying to go on the inside, so I'll have to kick it to the outside. And I am not quite sure how to do that right now. So instead, I'm just going to go in here and defeature this chamfer. All right. So we'll come back and go in here, edit this. So delete that, go ahead. Well, that's defeatured now. So let's select that, leave those the same. And now if we come here to our stock simulation, I'm going to click go. And I want you to notice that, like, if you're actually machining through your part, HSMWorks will not show it. You can see that although it did machine and take this material away, it's actually leaving it there. And so if you're doing like defining your toolpaths in HSMWorks and it looks like your piece is perfect, sometimes it might just be because you went too far and you actually machined that material away, but HSMWorks is not showing that you did that. So it's just still showing that model underneath, as you can see all the way around. So once again, be careful when you're doing this, and always go to your stock simulations and watch it and make sure it is doing exactly what you want it to. And so that should finish up with what we're going to do today. Thanks for watching. Hopefully these are getting a little bit better. If you have any questions, make sure to email Saunders, or even you could just stop into the shop on Thursdays while I'm working in the mornings and just ask me as well. Thanks.